straight liguillas without Mexican coaches. When we venture in explanation, what comes to mind, Alex?
Having just one division that really matters, this is the Primera Division, having a closed league, no promotion, no relegations, not having a healthy youth system pyramid either. So how can someone become a manager if there's only, 18 first division teams? The market is so narrow that there's no way that you can enter that. And I'm going to give you a few examples of the market that I know the best, which is Spain. Xabi Alonso, now probably likely to become the next Real Madrid manager. He started that Real Sociedad youth system. And then he managed the B team of Real Sociedad in Segunda División. So he carved his way, his trade, until he became the manager that he is now. You know where Pep Guardiola started? In Tercera División, the fifth tier of Spanish football. Andoni Iraola, second division with Mirandés. There's a lot of managers that are now working in Primera División that they got promoted with their teams. Leganes's manager, Borja Jiménez, he got promoted last year with the team. Diego, manager of Las Palmas, Diego Martinez, he got promoted with Granada and he entered this circus. Manolo, my friend Manolo González from Espanyol, he got promoted with the team. If you have a closed league with only 18 seats and you don't have a promotion and relegation system and you don't have a healthy youth system as well, where managers can learn and start super young, start when they're 15, 16, getting good contract, getting pay them properly so they can just make his passion, from their passion, a career. Yeah. That's the thing. It's all about the health of not only the adult system, but also the youth system pyramid.
Right. The ecosystem has to make sense here, and I couldn't agree more. Let's focus on the Mexican managers who are here for a second. The young Mexican managers that we've seen, well, Jimmy Lozano. Jimmy Lozano was youth coach at Querétaro, worked his way up, ended up being the first team coach at Querétaro. Didn't go his way, didn't got an opportunity in Necaxa, and then U23s at the Olympic level before he came to the Mexican national team. Efrain Juarez, who just got outed in this tournament, he was an assistant coach first with New York City FC, and then he followed a coach to Belgium, assistant coach there before he got an opportunity in Colombia, not Mexico. And part of what Alex is saying is very true. When you're a Mexican footballer, this happens at the senior level, at the club level. You don't go anywhere else because you're highly paid, because you get paid so much here. You're like, why am I going to go elsewhere to make less money? So when you end your career, they say, wait, you want me to coach the U13s? You want me to be a scout? You want me to do this? Guy, I don't need the money. I don't need to do this. And when you don't work at it, well, guess who does work at it? The foreign coaches who come in, who have done that, who have been there. Guess who makes those investments on those? The millionaire owners who are saying, well, I want something that's tried and proven. And why are they tried and proven? Because they've been in it longer and they're willing to do it. And let's also not get things mixed up here. There seems to be this notion that Mexican managers aren't capable. And we see it with Mexican managers who work in TV, who date themselves. And I mean, you can tell they're clearly not prepared with today's tactics. This is on all networks. On this network, on other networks, some will date themselves. You see it in the way when they express themselves about opportunities they don't get and why they don't get them. And you see other coaches who are, as they say, picando piedra, as they say, working for their supper. It's this vicious cycle, but I do think the fact that there is no promotion relegation just impacts this even more because of the lack of opportunity.
It's just a domino effect all around. Absolutely. The lack of promotion relegation when it comes to coaching, when it comes to players, when it comes to the system, period. Because even if promotion relegation comes back to the Liga MX, there were still so many holes that they had to take care of. When a team got promoted, it became much more expensive. So owners didn't want their teams to go to first division because they knew that on the business side, it was just going to hurt them even more when it comes to
any sense.
Yeah, when it comes to the obligations of being in the first division. I mean, Rafa Marquez comes to mind too. What he did with Barcelona there for a few years. We know that he maybe could have picked his words a little bit better when Xavi's future was very much up in the air. But now, alongside Javier Aguirre, in the Mexican national team, making his way up without feeling the pressure.
And Rafa Marquez has an advantage because he's Rafa Marquez. He's a superstar. Right. He's a legend. So he starts with an upper hand. But let's talk about Julian Perez, who never kicked the ball professionally and wants to become a manager.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those guys that in Spain.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
there's a handful of those guys who even come across the radar in Mexican football, but that's the standard in Spain. And
I'm a coach myself. I have a license.
That's a huge advantage when the credentials of the federation are so good that anybody can teach. I don't think that's here in the States or in Mexico. That's the same case.
Yeah.
That's another good point. You need good teachers.
Yeah.
In the coaching school.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I can teach you, I don't know. I don't know how to draw. You cannot turn me into an arts teacher. You know what I mean?
Right.
You need to have good teachers in order to produce
patient teachers.
And make a plan just on the long run, on the long term.
Yeah.
Instead of that, I need results tomorrow.
Yeah.
No. Just plant the seeds and be patient.
Yeah, plenty of problems there for the Liga MX when it comes to that system as well.